So let me get my music and all that lovely stuff going. So I know a lot of y'all were sad to see me go earlier, and I am sorry for that. I did not want to leave. But my mom came back, so I had no choice. So, anyway, hello. Anyway, oh wow, so what, YouTube has now Klaus Jaeger edit. Ooh, that's a nice one. Would save that. Anyway, let me go do something right quick. I'm checking on something. I'm sorry, guys, but there has been a little bit of a thing that happened today, and if you've been active all day, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you have not, let me just explain. So I had somebody, and this was from like 13 days ago, so like this was like 2 weeks ago that happened, and I didn't see it until today. But basically, a lot of y'all know, if y'all have been watching me for a long enough period of time, a lot of y'all know that when Zootopia first came out, I absolutely just, for some strange reason, I fell in love with Judy Hopps. There was something about that little character that just, hello, Miguel. It resonated with me in a way that I will never be able to understand nor explain. And it has stuck with me for a long, long time since. And I made the comment on someone's post. What's his full name on YouTube? Let me see. Nick Wild 2001. That is his name on YouTube. And, you know, this is no hate towards the creator. It is towards one of his followers. And he had posted a little video about Judy. And jokingly, I said, "No, you can't have her. She's mine." And this random prick, I don't even know who this guy is, don't care to know, then proceeds to go, I'll actually go and look up, and I don't think this guy speaks full English, by the way, guys. Like, neither one of them do, because neither one of them seem to know how to. So I say, okay, here's what I said. I said, "My girl is beautiful. You can't have her, Nick. LOL." He goes, "My bunny," with the mad face and the wink. we were joking, right? And then the guy goes, "She's not yours, my name. You're just being sarcastic just in case you want her for real." I say, and then he goes, "Is my bunny, thumbs up, wink." And then he goes, "I know she is, 'cause I can feel it in your heart that you truly love her." How do you feel it in his heart that he truly, like, this guy obviously doesn't know what he's talking about to begin with. And I responded with, "I truly love her as well. Her personality is perfect. I would do anything for her if she was real. To assume I'm joking is very rude and I don't appreciate it." And then I responded to the first thing he had said, and I said, "Imagine trying to claim someone as being sarcastic without actually knowing who they are. So rude." So yeah, needless to say, I have no respect for that guy. There will never be any respect for that guy because of the fact that he thinks that it's okay to go around and do things like that. So yeah, there is no respect in me for that man. There will not be any respect in me for him, because how do you know? Yes, Zootopia beef. Yeah, like how do you know how I feel about a character? All right, I love Judy because of her personality. It's rare to find a character, or a female for that matter, it's rare to find anybody with that kind of personality, that can-do attitude, that, is willing to do anything to help people no matter what people say. And I love that personality about Judy, and that's what made me fall in love with her. And then this guy is just basically trying to say that I don't love Judy. How do you know? You don't know me personally. Oh, look, I'm not the only one. Bro, I'm calling, but anyway, yeah, so I don't respect that guy whatsoever. For all I care, he could fall in a hole and die. But I still respect the Nick Wilde person. He makes really good edits. I think you guys should really go check him out. The music is questionable that he uses. I don't know half of it, but I like the stuff that he does. So I like it. So definitely recommended. But anyway, Harry Hopkins jumps fences. I've been hit. Bro, I ain't even been touched. Target scouted. Move out of my way. I had to be careful with how I move here because this thing is completely... Holy schnitzel! Crit on the engine. Hit. He's gone. Oh, that's a Panzer IV. That's a problem. Oh, well, I probably shouldn't have just sat there. Anyway, I like the little tank. It's cute. I like to call it the worked up Tetrarch because that's basically what it is they took a Tetrarch and modified it. Like, if you look at the design of the turret and everything, it's the Tetrarch that's been modified. Did bro just try to hit me with a cannon? He missed. He missed slightly, I should say. I gotta admit though, I do like this little thing. It's nice. It, like, even with the, you know, no parts or anything, it's a decent little tank. Cute. I love the fact, by the way, I have nothing but light tanks in my lineup. Just nothing but light tanks. You know, it says Harry Hopkins 1, so I have to ask the question, is there more than one of these? Am I gonna regret going over here? Yep. Alright, target scouted, running away. Hit, radiator, engine. Oh, where? No, hold on, where was that guy at? Oh, he's got a smart spot. Good. Why do I need to go to options? I'm not, no. The grass in sight is to make it more realistic for me. I'm not getting rid of that. That is for me. No. If I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna play it appropriately. The grass in the sight is to make it more difficult. I'm not like a lot of these other chickens that don't want to play with the grass in the sight. What the? Again with the shell! Just stop, dude! That's twice now that the same dude's tried to kill me with that stupid tank. Killer tank. Oh, he changed positions. Bonk, driver. Alright, let's see. My 37 should reload a little bit faster. Alright, well, if I can just get behind cover, I should be okay. Alright, cannon breach. Oh yeah, he ain't moving. Told you ain't moving. Alright, well, he missed again, so it doesn't matter. I'm getting over here before he kills me, I hope. I'm hoping that I can get over here before they spawn another tank or something. Nah, dude, you are not... Dadgummit! I was hoping I was fast enough to dodge a bullet, but of course not. That guy must not have had parts, because... Oh, I forgot I didn't have the Sark leveled up all the way. No, the grass in the game is so highly detailed that I like having it on. And, plus, you know, I like being in the zone, and having to see over the grass puts you in the zone. Like, I know that there's a lot of YouTubers out there that turn it off and stuff. You won't see me turn it off because of the fact that if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play it realistically. If I'm going to play in realistic battles, I'm going to play it in a realistic setting. I'm going to play it realistically. Not that commie bullcrap. Bro, is this 30? Out of nowhere. Eggman 37, of course. Well, now it's time for Tetrarch. See what I mean about this that thing looking like a Tetrarch? It really does. Like, look at it and tell me it does not look like a Tetrarch. It looks like an upscaled Tetrarch. I'm sorry, but did... okay, that makes sense, actually. Never mind. I must kill Zis 30. Zis 30. No. No. I swear, if I get strafed by one more freaking aircraft... Those airplanes are starting to piss me off beyond recognition because they are trying way too hard to kill me. But there he is. I got him. Still no points, but I still got points for killing him, so that's enough for me. Oh dang, I was hoping to get over here and save that guy. I failed miserably. Is it bad I can't see where anything's at? You know, they're marking things that are dead already, and I can't see anything. Like, I legitimately cannot... Oh, there he is. There he goes. Loader. Enemy kill assist on him. Alright, just run for... well, nope, that's a building. You know, we need to make up like a theme song or something, like it's, or a catchphrase for the Tetrarch, like it's Tetrarch time or something like that. That would be hilarious. Like, hey, it's Tetrarch time. Something stupid like that, just for fun. You know, something stupid like that just to piss off the freaking players. Anyway, nobody's saying anything, so I'm a little sad. So you know what time it is? It's oh, dang it. Anyway, I was gonna listen to music, but I decided against it because I was talking to you guys. But yeah, that whole thing happened today, and burst. But yeah, it very much upset me having that guy say that today. Especially when you don't know somebody, like you don't do that. I don't care who you are. Like that would be like me, like claiming I know somebody and not, you know. You know, I don't. How do I put this?
Driver ready, gunner ready,
come up with some conversation topics. Okay. Since we were on the Zootopia topic, what are your guys' thoughts on the upcoming Zootopia 2 movie? Personally, I'm a little worried. And the reason that I say I'm worried is I'm worried that it's not going to be as good as people think that it's going to be. Simply because, one, I don't think that there's a need to add reptiles into Zootopia. Simply because I think Zootopia... I think Zootopia, with it being just about mammals in the first one, I don't see a reason to introduce I don't see a reason to introduce other animals into the whole thing. I kind of liked the fan-made film. The fan-made film focused on like another aspect that people have kind of highlighted, which is Nick and Judy becoming a couple. And while yes, it's a possibility, that's like opening a whole nother door. And I don't feel like that's a door that Disney would want to open. And that's interracial, you know what, you know? That is that kind of stuff being allowed in the world. That is like basically that would be Disney agreeing with that. And that would open a whole nother can of beans for Disney. I mean, basically they're already agreeing. I've seen the abortion comic, yes. And I've seen the entire thing. And that was what really pissed me off about that. But no, I was for a long time, or for a very long time. I don't like the fact that he's turning towards me, and I don't like the fact I'm not doing anything. Okay, thank you, sir. For a long time, I've been for Nick and Judy getting together because I thought that, you know, at the end of the movie, I kind of took the hint, you know you love me, yes, or do I know that? Yes, I do. You know, I always thought that it was like in a romantic way, and I didn't realize it was a friendship type of way, you know, and I only recently figured out that it wasn't in a romantic way that they meant that. Bro, would your loud cannon just sit down for a second and stop killing things? Alright, I'm just a little light tank trying to do big man work, alright? Oh. Here we go. I feel better now. Uh-oh. My turn. Oh, well, that sucked. Okay, well, next shot. What the? Ah, no, my gunner. My driver. My engine! Stop shooting me! There's a tank! You failed me, M13! But, yeah, when I read the abortion comic, alright, and I will give my opinion on it, and I've gave my opinion on it before. The first thing is, Judy would not be so self-centered that she would focus more on her job rather than having a child with Nick. I don't believe that Judy is that self-centered, for one. Alright, that is just the the comic creator's doings, right? Two, alright, with as much as Nick wanted to have that child, even if she was more focused on her job, I think she would have gave the baby a chance. Three, the fact that she had the abortion and then she became a lesbian pissed me off. That was nothing, and I say this with all my like all the hate in the world towards this creator, because I cannot stand this person. I hope that this person dies under a bridge. I don't care. How the flip can you sleep at night making a child's character a lesbian? Alright? A children's character. Alright? Ruminate on that for a sec. That's what pissed me off the most. LVT. Go away. Why are my shells not doing anything? Why are my shell... Why is he just ignoring me? Why are you not dying? Transmission. Alright, that works. There we go. I took him. That works. Alright, now. Anyway. Then. Alright. Now, I don't know if anyone is still here or not. Yeah, I agree. Like, the cartoon rabbit having an abortion was where he should have stopped that cartoon. Like, but then he kept going, and that's what pissed me off about it, right? You know, he kept going and going and going and going with it, and it just... And it just ruined, like, my whole view on the person as a comic creator, because you're taking a cartoon character and virtually making them a modern day female, basically. You know, more focused on their job, you know, don't give a crap about who they hurt, type of crap, you know, that type of stuff, you know? Oh, that turned towards me. Run. 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 Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh. Loader, machine gun, engine. Alright, that works. Alright, well, that didn't do anything. Thank you so much, M13. You saved my life there. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, guys. I have mixed feelings about it. Simply because, like, how do you do that to a cartoon character and feel good about it? And it was nothing but the person was trying to spread their opinion on certain things. Like, you know how people are talking about, you know, abortions being a good thing and all that, right? Well, that's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we can talk about how it's going. It's going swimmingly. But anyway, if I could make a comic or fan film, what would I base it on? Well, the fact that I already have this planned out is sad. So, a lot of people don't know this, but I have always, I do mean always loved the idea of putting myself into a Judy Hopps universe type situation, right? So I kind of already have it planned out, right? So basically the story would start with me and Judy being friends since we were little kids. So you guys know how in the movie what is that? Hold on, is that a stupid little car thing? Yeah, that thing. So you guys know how in the movie, you know, Gideon Gray attacks Judy, blah, 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 blah. You know, all that good stuff. Hold on. Hold on, guys. My mom's texting me. Y'all have to give me a second because I'm trying to message her and live streaming and all that. Anyway, so instead of that, so what would happen is little me, or in this case, little Wolf, right, would kind of sort of get Gideon. And, you know, of course, I'm a wolf, right? Or a little kid wolf. And I would tell him, I would say, you know, the next time that you try to hurt Judy, I will hurt you, kind of situation, right? So then, you know, her parents would find out, and basically they would forbid us from talking to one another ever again, because of the fact that they think I'm a predator and I'm dangerous, which both are true. But, oh, that's a 2C. Please don't shoot. I took his loader. That's all I took. That's very sad. There we go. That's better. Hey, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna run now before you shoot me again. Uh-huh. Don't you track me? No, no, bad. No! Please! Mercy! Oh, there's more than one of you. Was there two of them? Alright, see you later. But, anyway, then, time would go by, she would go and, you know, do her thing, and she would end up doing the whole thing, and then I would end up, because we had talked about doing the same thing when we were kids, you know, but I ended up going to the same school, but we had been apart for so long, we didn't realize that who each other were, right? So, you know, it was like one of those things where we didn't know what each other looked like because we hadn't seen each other in so long, right? So then, no, not you again. Alright, you know what? Tetrarch time. I'm sick of the wheels. That SOB is gonna eat the freaking lead. I don't care. But anyway. So, orientation day comes, and she shows up, you know, on time, right? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Now they're spawn camping. I swear, if one thing doesn't go wrong, 3 million other things will. I swear. Surprise, mother... Oh, you've got to be kidding me! Again with that stupid beast. Hold on. Yeah, once I get done with this match, I'll stop and I'll tell the story, I promise. So... where was I? I lost track. There you are, you son of a... Thank you. Anyway, so... So me and Judy, I don't want to say me and Judy get paired up together to work together or anything. That doesn't happen yet, right? But I do get paired up. I do get paired up with if he looks at me, I swear to you, I'm taking his engine. I don't care. I took his engine. He can't move. Bye, Lordy. And then, so Judy goes and does her thing, and then while she's giving the presentation, you know, the presentation that she gets where Nick gets pissed off at her because of the fact that, you know, he had already told her how he felt about muzzles and things. And, you know, she was talking about predators going savage, and she's like, you're not like them. You know, that was the most racist speech that woman ever gave, I believe. But it was still, like, very interesting. Ooh, that's angering, isn't it? You sit down. You shut up. Alright, you pissing me off. Constantly getting your crap back. I swear! Every time! If he shoots me, if he's aiming directly at... I'm done. I can't. That 2C is the biggest tryhard I've ever seen. Anyway, okay, so I'm just gonna say that we lost that because we couldn't get anywhere because that 2C sitting there spawn camping the hell out of us. Anyway, yep, told you. So hold on, let me do what I gotta do here. Okay, now I can start researching that. Thank God. So now I can get a decent shell for this. Once I get a decent shell, we'll be good. Anyway, so Nick storms off, and this is where the story changes. So everything happens except for that little bit that changed in the beginning and everything. And at this point, Judy has recognized who I am and everything, and you know, she's remembered our childhood and everything and how I protected her, and she's already thanked me and everything. And at this point, I walk up, or Judy walks up to me, and she's like, you know, you don't think the same thing that he thinks. And I say, you know, I think I know what you are trying to say, but you could have said it differently. And I look at her and I tell her, I say, you know, I better leave before somebody thinks that I'm trying to attack you. And I walk away, you know, just so that I don't cause problems, right? And then Judy lets me kind of leave at first, and she then starts trying to follow me, and I'm going to catch up with Nick. And then as I am catching up with Nick and everything, you know how in the movie it's like talking about how it's like a dart. It's not really a dart. It's like just something that explodes. Like, that's the one thing in the movie, going off topic here right quick, that really makes no sense. Like, it's talking about a dart, but if you look, it's not really a dart that hits them. It's like a round circular thing made out of like glass or something that hits their skin, and then that's all that it does. It just hits their skin. It doesn't actually go into their skin or anything. So like, that's the one thing that really never made any sense to me. But anyway, so it hits me, but it is like a modified version type of thing. And this new modified version of the serum is not only supposed to make you savage, but it's also supposed to make you grow to uncontrollable sizes. And by that I mean you're supposed to grow to be, in my case, a savage 20-foot tall wolf with black fur, blue eyes, and huge fangs, which is quite literally how I used to describe it. And so that happens, and Judy gets out there right as it happens, and she watches this whole thing as it starts. And she watches as I rip out of, because with me growing that large, the clothing rips off. And, with it being Zootopia, we're animals, There's there's fur underneath. We have nothing to worry about. So, Miguel, chill, bro, alright? It's Zootopia. We have nothing to worry about. So I grow to like the humongous size of being 20 feet tall, and Judy's right there, and she's just staring up. And while everybody else is running and screaming, and Nick tries to grab Judy and pull her back, and she just refuses to move. She's just staring up at me in awe, just like both scared, awestruck, and just she doesn't know what to do, because like a second ago I was her best friend. Now I am this savage, massively large beast in front of her. What is she supposed to do with this thing? And my thing is they capture me. They put a muzzle on me. They, I don't know about the leash and the collar. That's a little weird. But they put like a rope around me. You know how they do with horses when they're trying to put like the saddles and stuff. They put the rope around me. They drag me into like the biggest cell that they have, and they lock me up. And they don't let anybody go in there. Judy goes home. She's so messed up that she has to be sent home because she's so surprised. So she goes home, and then like a few days later, she's getting a phone call from Bogo. And Bogo's like, "Hops!" This is gonna be my Bogo impression. "Hops, we need you at the station now." So she goes down to the station, and Bogo is telling her that I'm refusing to eat. I'm not allowing anyone in the cell with me at all. Anyone who goes or tries to go in there with me, I'm like snapping, attacking, or trying to attack, Shut your mouth, Wild! Anyway, and basically Bogo asks, he's like, "Do you think that since you were his friend, do you think you have a good enough connection with him that you could go in there and get him to eat something or drink something?" Because I had refused to eat for those few days. I haven't ate or drank anything because, what they didn't realize is that new serum, I may be savage, but even in this savage quotation marks, I'm using quotation marks, y'all can't see it, but I'm using quotation marks, mind, I'm still all there. Unlike all the other animals, I'm still all in there. Like I'm still a wild animal compared to everyone else. Like all fours, eating raw meat, acting off a territory and stuff like that. Yes, I'm savage completely, but as far as remembering who people are and everything, yes, I am still completely there. So Judy, tells him that she thinks that she can, so they send her in there. And she walks very slowly in there, and at first she doesn't see me, And then there's like a corner of the room, a very big corner of the room, might I add, because of how huge I am, that's very dark. And with my black fur, I blend in perfectly, right? Because, guys, like there's no like white streak on my underbelly or anything. I'm completely black. So like nobody can see anything as with me as a wolf. So I'm blending in to my surroundings on this. So all of a sudden, all Judy hears is a very loud growl. And then she sees two glowing blue eyes staring at her. And, she raises her hands trying to act, like she's not going to hurt me or whatever. and I step out of the shadows, and she just like freaking freezes because like what would you like? Let's be honest, guys. Like, what would you guys do if a 20-foot tall wolf freaking walked like out of the darkness in front of you? Like, you wouldn't freaking shoot at it or want to pet it. You'd freaking freeze too. Like, that's scary to think about. So like, she's frozen in fear at this point because of like how massive I am, and she starts stuttering. She's like, I would be shivering my timber. She's like stuttering. She's like, you need to eat something. You know, of course, you know, I'm not going to try and do a Judy Hopps impression because that's impossible. But I've done a female voice before with Judy, and it just does not sound right at all. So I just gave up on that a long time ago. I could do it if you guys wanted, but it would sound very corny, and I think you all would hate it. But anyway, I kind of growl at her, you know. Oh, dear God, why, Hans? Why? You know what? It's going to take a lot more than one of you saying yes to get me to do the impression. Dude, I wouldn't. I'm not doing the... No, I'm not. No. But, you know, I sniff her and I recognize her scent because, you know, wolves identify people and things by their scent. So I recognize what she smells like. By the way, in case y'all are wondering, what does she smell like? She smells like, I want to say flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers. I haven't really went that in depth on this, but, you know, flowers. And carrots. She has to smell like carrots because she's a bunny. But, but anyway, this story is a lot longer than y'all think it is. Trust me. Like this I could go on with forever. But to make a long story short, she gets me to eat. She ends up taking me home. By the way, I never end up. The story ends, and I'm still the 20-foot tall wolf. I never change back. She ends up basically adopting me as her quote-unquote pet wolf, and to make a long story short, she ends up adopting me as her quote-unquote pet wolf, and she ends up taking care of me. She ends up building her house up to where I can fit in it, and she names me Wolfie. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Alright? Don't say a daggum thing. Alright? That has been, for those of you who are wondering, that has been Judy's nickname this entire story. Judy's nickname for me has always been Wolfie, so she decided to name me Wolfie as her pet name or whatever. So, yes. Hello, Leighton. But anyway, but yeah, but yeah, So, yeah, I honestly, like, I don't know. It's a weird thing, I know, and I know it sounds really weird, but it was something that I started with a few years ago, and I've got, you know, if you're gonna go out, go! Don't come back in, you stupid mutt! And I started with it a few years ago, and I've just kept on with it, and, you know, that's kind of where it went. Don't ask me why. But I could continue telling the whole story if you guys wanted me to. So where was I? So yeah, so Judy goes, okay. That's Wolfie with an IE, by the way, for those of you who are wondering the correct pronunciation and spelling for that. I don't know why y'all would care, but yeah, that's how you actually spell that. Anyway, I knew I saw a tank, you little son of a... No, you ain't getting away. No. Freaking... Dadgummit. I knew he'd get away. Oh, it's a Panzer III. Dear Jesus, that's gonna hurt if he shoots. Oh, I hear rockets. Maybe he doesn't know how to aim that thing? Nope, he knows how to aim it. Run. Oh, well, hello there. Mental insane British man. I win. Anyway, I'm going to continue the story, but wait, what's my second favorite animated movie? Ooh, second favorite. Ooh, that's a hard one. I would either have to say Bad Guys or... Hold on, I'm trying to think. No! Sheep and Wolves. I love that movie series. It's only 2 movies, but I call it a movie series because, yes. Sheep and Wolves is such a good movie. I love both movies. Both of them are super good. I love both of them. What the Panzer II? Actually, it's not about the furry thing, and Leighton, if you call me a furry one more time, I will personally remove your moderation, and I will personally kick your rear end. But anyway, it's more or less just about the fact... I didn't tell you could run. Bro just exploded. Anyway, it's about the fact that I love the story in there. A lot of people are saying that apparently it's furry bait. I like the story. The story was really good in there. Oh, I can't pin that frontally. And the fact that he's just staring at me scares me. Here, I'm gonna let you deal with that T-70. I'm gonna duck and cover. Oh, well, nope, he said no. Okay, well, please no. Please Panzer. Oh, that, gee. I mean, Bad Guys comes in a close second. Wallace, I'll say this: my favorite Wallace and Gromit was, you know what? If we're talking about British films, in general, it can be like any non-animated or anything. Can we talk about Wolfblood for a second? Why the flip did you take out the main characters? All right, the first 2 seasons were great. I enjoyed that. All right, I enjoyed both of those. Both of those seasons were very entertaining. I enjoyed both of them. The animation was kind of cringy, but I enjoyed it. It was very fun. You have no, of course you don't. You're not British. But anyway, I'm not British either, but I still watched the bloody films. I loved it. But anyway, is that a bloody martyr? Nope, that's the thing that killed me. Bitch. Took your transmission. He's gonna die. The martyr's gonna try and kill me now. I'm gonna run right quick. Bye-bye. So I just spam shot like 2 people. Cannon breaches. Oh, you're mine now. I can pick out all your crew one by one. You son of a... But anyway, if we're talking like British films... Like there's a... Wait, where'd he go? Where did bro go? British films are interesting, most of them. What was another British film? Isn't American Werewolf in London a British film? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I like that one, if it is. That was a very good movie. I enjoyed that. That was very good. Oh, no. What is it with them and Panzers? I don't live here. Anyway, they asked me I'll tell you, ZXR, they asked me the question of if I were to create a film, what would I do one? Ooh, no! I got a better one! Y'all want to hear this one? This one's like a short film. And this one's actually really interesting, and it's Halloween based. I took the loader on that one. Bro immediately struck back. This one's actually really entertaining. Yeah, of course you would, ZXR. But anyway, so it does happen to be Zootopia related, yes. But this one is very interesting, and I think you guys are going to like it. So, so, the idea here is that so during Halloween, Nick and Judy are how do I say it? They're called to arrest a domestic I'm gonna go with domestic disturbance because I really don't know what else to call it. Yeah, that's totally a tank. Oh wait, there's a tank over there, isn't there? Oh, that is a tank. I smacked him, but I didn't do anything. Bonk. Hold on, I'll deal with this in a second. Owie. There. Took her machine gunner. Bonk. Oh, he's took care of. Why do they always shoot at me? Take that. And that. Anyway, that's a very big gun and it's very scary, so I'm not even going to attempt to go after him. Flipping, I'm going to go after him. I don't care. Anyway, so Nick and Judy are, like, is Halloween, you know, they're called to go after a domestic disturbance, blah, blah, blah. So they go to this old lady, you know, just an old lady, you know, just some old lady. Oh, hi, how are you? Okay. Anyway. So, this old lady just so happens to be a wolf lady. So, you know. We don't have the advantage anymore. And if I wasn't talking, I think I'd be doing better, but I want to tell you guys this one because this one's really good. So, so they go to a domestic disturbance, and this old lady wolf is causing trouble. Don't really know what, you know, but basically they arrest her. And, you know, because of the whole racism thing going on, you know, wolf, you know, racism thing, Zootopia, you know, covering the same basis with that, right? Holy crap! The Japanese are here. No. Oh, no. How'd you miss me point blank range? Anyway, I'm gonna run before German man pops back out. Anyway, so, basically, they arrest her, and because Nick is a fox, he already knows, right? So he understands the struggle that the woman. Oh, you son of a. Took your gunner again. What you gonna do now? Huh? What you? Oh, there's two of you. Take your transmission then. I can do this all day, boys. Come on. Anyway, so the woman, the wolf lady, she's old, you know, looks like a witch. She goes, "You have to live as I do. You have to deal with the same things I do every day." And so Judy, you know, she doesn't really pay much attention to it. She shrugs it. She shrugs it off. You know, she's not really paying much attention to it because she doesn't think it's gonna, you know, happen, right? So, also, I finally got this upgraded, so now it's off to France. Anyway, so, ZXR, please. Just hold on. Let me tell the story. So, Judy goes home. They put the woman... Oh, trust me, my dear boy. Many, many times have I been told. But anyway. But anyway, so Judy goes home. She doesn't really pay much attention to it. The next morning she wakes up and immediately she notices something's off. Well, she goes to put her clothes on to go to work. Her clothes don't fit. And she's like, well, something's going on. She goes to the mirror. She's all of a sudden a wolf. Like, she's a wolf. A very cute wolf, but she's a wolf. So, needless to say, she's grabbing a towel, she's chunking it over herself. She runs to Nick's house in a towel now, running to Nick's house in a towel. Zootopia, right? So, just shush and deal with me here. So, she's running to Nick's house, she knocks on his door, and she tries to explain to him what happened. I did have to specify, because I know how much dirty-minded people are in this chat. But, so she knocks on his door, and he doesn't believe what she's telling her, and he thinks she's like some random crazy person. So he closes the door, and she's like trying to think. She's like, well, who else will believe me? And then she thinks, Wolf will believe me. We've been friends for so long, there's no way he wouldn't. So she runs to my house, and she knocks on my door, and I'm at this point, I'm up, Wolf is doing his, morning exercises. So, shorts, how, a lot of guys wear, those sweatshirts. So, so she knocks on the door, I get up, sweatshirt, shorts, walk to the door, I open it. She explains what happened, or what she thinks happened, and, well, believe me, I don't want to, I'm the main character, so hush. So, and, at first I don't believe her, and then I look in her eyes, and I'm like, I only know one person that has those beautiful purple eyes. Judy. And I said, okay, get inside. And I run to my room. And I grab some clothes that I don't wear very often, and I give them to her. I say, here, put these on. And she puts them on, and even though they're guy clothes, they fit her decently enough that she can go out in public, right? So, I go, we need to go to the store and we need to get you some clothes. We need to figure out what's going on. So, we go to the clothes store, we get her some clothes, she gets her a little police outfit, to put on, and we go to work. Well, we go to work, we clock in, everything's going fine except for the fact that Bogo recognizes the fact that she's no longer a bunny, she's a wolf, and that just kind of makes him just kind of, but he just kind of shrugs it off and continues about his day like we do. And then, we go to the woman and we ask her what happened, and the woman explains. She's like, well, I wanted her to have to deal with the same discrimination I have to deal with every day. So she is going to have to live like a wolf. And Judy's like, well, for how long? And the woman's like, well, it depends. She goes, there's two options. You can stay like this forever, or you can realize how much I have to deal with every day with discrimination and all that, and you'll change back. All it takes is for you to say, I understand now. And Judy does it. She's like, I understand now. And it doesn't work. She goes, it doesn't work like that. You have to believe it. So it's like one of those, like, you have to actually believe it. So basically, like, in case y'all are wondering, it is like one of those werewolf type stories. And I have another one where, if y'all want to hear that one too, but that one's a little weird. But it's based off of a comic, and I kind of expanded off of it a little bit. But to make that story long or short, there's like two endings to it. One of them is Judy ends up liking her new body, and she ends up deciding to keep it. And the second one is she ends up realizing how much wolves and foxes and all that have to go through every day. And she ends up, cutting them some slack when it comes to the whole discrimination thing. So there you go with that. Now, I have a third story, but I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not y'all want to hear that one. Because that one is, I'll say this, it's a werewolf-based story. And yes, it's based in Zootopia for those of you who are going to ask that question. I could always do one that's based in, like, the Twilight thing. I do have a few stories off of that, too. Believe it or not. But again, I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not you want to see me, or y'all want to hear me tell the next stories. And I'll let you guys decide which ones y'all want to hear. No, when I say a little weird, I don't mean like, in any, like, when you hear the word weird, I don't mean like, it's a werewolf thing, alright? And werewolf things are always considered weird for some reason. Oh, that's an M10. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, I just killed him. I'm gonna take that and leave. And I bounced the shell, by the way. Alright, see ya, Hans. I don't think I'm joining the voice chat tonight, sorry. What, the British... This isn't British, this is France. But anyway,
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
is it bad I had to back up in order to... I'll probably do a custom, but I don't know. We'll see. Depends on if I want to or not. Dude, this gun is... Uh-oh. No, 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 anything but... Go away! No! Kill the friggin' fire! No! I'm on fire! Ah! I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Yep. I'm gonna slowly bake to death. I'm quite literally cooked. If only if my gun worked. That is it true that over in the South y'all railroads makes? I feel like that's more of a Texan thing rather than a South thing. I do wear boots that are made out of leather, but that's just because of the fact that I can't find any tennis shoes that are comfortable enough that I can wear. So I wear a size 15 boots. So 15 wide to be exact. So, but anyway, I'm just gonna go on ahead and do the Twilight story because I feel like it'll be a little bit more entertaining. So, in the Twilight story, which by Twilight I don't mean like the old TV show, I mean like Edward and Bella type, you know, don't make me choose because it'll be him. It's always been him, you know, type of stuff. So, in this, I am Bella's friend from, where did she start out? Arkansas, somewhere around in there. I don't remember where it was she lived at. Quite frankly, I don't care. Oh no, bomb. Please, for the... I just got here! Stupid freaking close air support bull crap. If I had an air gun, I'd shoot your ass.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
But anyway, I might be having to get off here in a second because, my mom might be home and I'd like to eat something because she's bringing me dinner. But anyway, I will tell these stories another time. I will be streaming tomorrow. So, Mr. Ryan, I do stream about the same time. So if you would like to tune in and watch, you are quite welcome to. I'm going to shoot a plane down. I'm going to shoot one down if it's the last thing I do. Screen share what? Oh, you talking about the food? Yeah, I'm not screen sharing that because I'm on my PlayStation, remember? Can't do that. But anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely night. But again, Mr. Ryan, I do hope that you do come back. Land of the T, home of the depressed. Don't feel bad, we're depressed over here. Well, let him stay outside. Maybe he'll learn something. Anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely night. And remember, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs. Y'all have a